Innovation is the lifeblood of success in Formula One, and one team that stands out when it comes to innovation is Team Lotus. For decades, this British racing outfit didn't just compete, they revolutionised the very essence of the sport. From chassis construction to aerodynamics, many of Lotus's pioneering concepts have become fundamental to modern F1 car design. Team Lotus's approach to innovation, the willingness to take risks, to question established norms, and to pursue performance gains through creative engineering has become embedded in the DNA of Formula One itself. But what made this British outfit so different? How did their innovations transform not just races, but the very DNA of Formula One? Before we dive into today's video, now is the perfect time to like and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on other amazing F1 related content. Founded by the visionary Colin Chapman in 1958, Lotus quickly established itself as a team that wasn't content with merely competing. They were determined to revolutionise the sport. From 1958 to 1994, Team Lotus left an indelible mark on Formula One, introducing groundbreaking technologies and design philosophies that would shape the future of motorsport. To understand the impact of Lotus on Formula One, we must first appreciate the ethos instilled by Colin Chapman. His famous quote, "Simplify, then add lightness," became the cornerstone of Lotus's approach to car design. This philosophy wasn't just about creating faster cars, it was about reimagining the very fundamentals of what a racing car could be. Chapman's mindset fostered an environment where unconventional thinking was not just encouraged, but expected. This culture of innovation permeated every aspect of the team, from the drawing board to the pit lane, resulting in a series of revolutionary advancements that would change the face of Formula One forever. The monocoque revolution. One of the earliest and most significant innovations from Team Lotus came in 1962 with the introduction of the Lotus 25. This car featured an aluminium monocoque chassis, a radical departure from the traditional space frame design used by other teams at the time. At the heart of the monocoque's advantage was its exceptional structural integrity. The single-piece construction provided a level of rigidity that was simply unattainable with space frame designs. This enhanced rigidity translated directly into improving handling and responsiveness on the track, allowing drivers to push their machines to new limits with confidence. But Colin Chapman's genius didn't stop at creating a stiffer chassis. True to his add lightness philosophy, the monocoque design also significantly reduced the overall weight of the car. This weight reduction was a key factor in the Lotus 25's success, as it allowed for better acceleration, improved fuel efficiency, and reduced stress on other components of the vehicle. The benefits of the monocoque chassis extended beyond just structural improvements. The smooth outer surface of the design proved to be a boon for aerodynamics. In an era when aerodynamic science in Formula One was still in its infancy, the sleek profile of the Lotus 25 cut through the air with less resistance than its competitors. This reduction in drag translated directly into increased straight line speed, giving Lotus drivers a crucial advantage on fast sections of the track. Although safety wasn't the primary concern in those days, the monocoque offered better protection for the driver in the event of a crash. The impact of this innovation was immediate and profound. Jim Clark, driving the Lotus 25, dominated the 1963 season, winning 7 out of 10 races and securing both the drivers' and constructors' championships. The success of the Lotus 25 forced other teams to rethink their approach to chassis design, and within a few years, monocoque construction became the standard across the grid. Aerodynamic mastery. Perhaps no other innovation showcases Lotus's ingenuity more than their pioneering work in ground effect aerodynamics. In the late 1970s, Team Lotus introduced the Lotus 78 and its successor, the Lotus 79, which utilised ground effect to generate unprecedented levels of downforce. The concept was elegantly simple, yet revolutionary in its execution. Lotus designed the car's underbody with an inverted wing profile, complemented by flexible side skirts that sealed the gap between the car and the track. As air rushed beneath the car, it accelerated, creating a low pressure area that effectively sucked the car to the ground, a phenomenon known as the Venturi effect. The advantages of this ground effect design were immediately apparent on the track. Cars could now navigate corners at significantly higher speeds without losing grip, thanks to the immense downforce generated. This increased cornering ability was complemented by improved stability at high speeds, instilling drivers with the confidence to push their machines to new limits. Perhaps most impressively, unlike traditional wings, the ground effect system generated this additional downforce with significantly increased drag, allowing for higher top speeds on straights. The Lotus 79, dubbed the Black Beauty, dominated the 1978 season. Mario Andretti secured the Drivers' Championship, while Lotus comfortably won the Constructors' title. The car's performance was so superior that other teams scrambled to develop their own ground effect designs. However, the story of F1's ground effect also illustrates the double-edged nature of innovation in F1. As teams pushed the technology to its limits, concerns about safety began to emerge. Cars became extremely sensitive to changes in ride height, and a loss of ground effect at high speeds could lead to catastrophic accidents. This eventually led to the banning of fully sealed ground effect cars in 1983. Nevertheless, the principle of using the airflow under the car to generate downforce remains a crucial aspect of F1 aerodynamics to this very day. Ground effect was reintroduced in F1 in 2022 with a new generation of cars that have simplified bodywork and a deep twin diffuser that produces downforce. Active suspension. At the heart of Lotus's active suspension was a sophisticated computer control system. This central brain constantly monitored a wide array of parameters including speed, acceleration, and driver inputs. Working in tandem with hydraulic actuators that replaced conventional springs and dampers, the system could precisely control the car's ride height and attitude in real time. What set the system apart was its predictive and adaptive capabilities. It could anticipate changes in the track surface and adjust the suspension preemptively, optimizing performance for different corners, straights, and even accounting for varying fuel loads throughout the race. This level of control offered enormous potential advantages. By maintaining a constant ride height, the car's aerodynamic performance could be maximized consistently, leading to improved downforce and stability. The system's ability to adjust on the fly meant it could provide optimal grip across various conditions, enhancing both traction and driver comfort. Most importantly, it allowed for unprecedented adaptability, with the car's handling characteristics capable of being fine-tuned to meet the ever-changing demands of a Grand Prix circuit. Lotus first experimented with active suspension on the Lotus 92 in 1983, but it was with the Lotus 99T in 1987 that the technology began to show its true potential. Ayrton Senna, driving for Lotus that year, managed to secure 2 victories and multiple podium finishes, demonstrating the system's promise. However, as with many of Lotus's innovations, the development of active suspension was not without its challenges. The system was complex, heavy, and initially unreliable. It also required significant computing power, which was at a premium in the 1980s. Despite these hurdles, Lotus persevered, continually refining the technology. By the early 1990s, other top teams had begun to develop their own active suspension systems, recognizing the potential performance gains. The story of active suspension in F1 came to an abrupt end in 1994 when it, along with other driver aids, were banned in an effort to reduce costs and place more emphasis on driver skills. However, the concept lives on in modern road cars, where advanced adaptive suspension systems are now commonplace in high-performance vehicles. Challenges and controversies. It's important to note that Lotus's path of innovation was not always smooth. Many of their more radical designs faced scrutiny from governing bodies and opposition from other teams. The twin chassis Lotus 88, for example, was banned before it could even race, deemed to violate the spirit, if not the letter, of the regulations. In many ways, the story of Team Lotus is the story of innovation in Formula 1. From the monocoque chassis to ground effect aerodynamics, from active suspension to countless aerodynamic experiments, Lotus consistently introduced technologies and concepts that redefined what was possible in F1 car design. Their approach, to simplify, add lightness, and never stop questioning, remains a powerful philosophy in motorsport and beyond. So far, we've established that Team Lotus is one of the most innovative teams in F1 history. You might expect such a team to still be competing at the very top of the sport today, but unfortunately that isn't the case. So why is Team Lotus no longer racing in F1? The original Team Lotus, founded by Colin Chapman, competed in F1 from 1958 to 1994. During this period, they achieved great success, winning 7 Constructors' Championships and 6 Drivers' Championships. However, after Chapman's death in 1982, the team began to struggle both financially and competitively. By the early 1990s, Team Lotus was facing significant financial problems. Despite occasional flashes of competitiveness, they were unable to recapture their former glory. The increasing cost of competing in F1 and the team's inability to secure substantial sponsorship dealt further blows to their sustainability. In 1994, after years of financial struggles and declining performance, Team Lotus entered administration and withdrew from Formula 1 at the end of the season. This marked the end of the original Team Lotus in F1. However, the Lotus name returned to F1 in different forms. In 2010, a new team named Lotus Racing, later Team Lotus, entered Formula 1. This team, while using the Lotus name, had no connection to the original Team Lotus beyond a licensing agreement. In 2012, the Renault F1 team was rebranded as Lotus F1 Team. This team competed until 2015. In 2016, Renault bought back the team, ending the use of the Lotus name in F1. These later incarnations of Lotus in F1 were essentially different teams using the historic name rather than direct continuations of the original Team Lotus. The story of Lotus in F1 illustrates the challenges teams face in maintaining competitiveness and financial stability in the sport. Despite their innovative legacy, Lotus couldn't overcome the financial and competitive pressures of modern F1, leading to their eventual exit from the sport. Today, while Lotus continues to be a road car manufacturer, it's not involved in Formula 1. The spirit of innovation that Lotus brought to F1, however, continues to influence the sport, with many teams drawing inspiration from their groundbreaking designs and approach to engineering. The Lotus school of thought has permeated throughout the F1 paddock, influencing generations of car designers and engineers. Now, over to you. What's your thought about Team Lotus? Let us know in the comment section below. That's all for today's video. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can catch more amazing videos like this one. And I'll see you in the next one.